Hello, my name is Raymond Groves. This is my video for the NPC I made for the project DazeL. It is a game like Zelda, A Link to the Past, and without further ado, here's my work. So here's my NPC data document. The name of the NPC I created is Satchel, and that is a type of explosive used by guys in the military. Well, it's just a type of explosive. Details about my NPC is that it has a simple patrol pattern. It also detects and moves away from the player, and it drops a bomb before it moves. Some attributes to it are the vision range, which are 5 units in Unity, its movement speed, which there's 10 units in Unity, and its health points, which are 10 units currently. You can increase or decrease these values, based on, level or difficulty or other, or the actual player later on. These are just some stats, vision range, movement speed, hit points, and the items that it uses. It's good best for open areas because it doesn't need space to move away from the player and drop its bomb, and it's also supposed to move out of its own bomb radius so it doesn't blow itself up. But in harder difficulty areas, you can put it in like corridors or hallways, so the player doesn't have the ability to go around it. The triggers that it has is on trigger enter. It turns towards the player and it drops a bomb and it backs away from the player and then it waits there. If the player's still in the trigger volume, it will repeat that process again, and if the player's not in the trigger volume, it will just resume patrolling. Narrative I created for this little guy is Satchel loves explosions. This little guy is living his life to blowing up stuff, and the player is no exception. His bomb attack will make a direct attack difficult. So yeah, there's a little inspiration for him, Bomberman. So, but we will try to make him look kind of like later on. Here's the NPC document for his bomb. It's a bomb. Some details about it. It's a 3-second fuse. It explodes and does radio damage. Its size is half the player size. Other attributes, fuse time, explosion range, damage. It destroys itself, and damages objects with a function that's in there. That's useful, open areas or pursuing enemies. The event triggers on it are on trigger exit. It deals damage to objects that are in the trigger volume, or that were in the trigger volume when the bomb is destroyed. Interactions, it only interacts with the player. The more to avoid the bomb to avoid damage when it explodes. It also can damage the NPC if it doesn't move out of the explosion radius, and potentially, it can be a pickup for the player for the player controller to be able to pick up. The behavior, after it spawns, it waits 3 seconds and then it destroys itself and damages objects within its trigger volume. Narrative, this item is a bomb. It has a small radius but packs a big punch. The NPC Satchel drops them as an attack and also as an item to pick up and defeat it, possibly on that last part. And there's the one I made in Unity for it, and here's just like another image of one right here. Here is the my Trello board, and this is where I did some of the project planning for my assignment. I have a checklist here for my NPC, and I did not manage to get everything on my checklist done. I didn't know what all ended up needing to be on there until I got my NPC going, really. And so kind of learn as you go type of thing with that. But it's in progress. It's partially completed. We do have some basic functionality from the NPC. We do have it patrolling its basic patrol route, and we did get it to notice the player. Here is the bombs checklist as well for just the item. It's got a shorter checklist because the item is very simple. It doesn't really do too much. Although we did not put the deal damage on there, we just didn't really prioritize that just because it's simple. You can just copy that from the health and damage system from the NPC itself. So this is things for the next week, and the data documents were completed, and that's the older assignment there. some things that I added, some check off lists for project setups and possible ideas, and a bug list that I have. So going on from there, we can go into the actual project and see everything that's here. Here is my NPC for the moment. It's just this cube and this yellow cube sticking out of it. Kind of just let you know which direction it's facing. There's a bomb primitive right there. I just sit there just for visual purposes, so you can see the bomb prefab. And right here is my test player. And here is what we're working with for right now. As you can see, the NPC is doing its basic patrol routine. The bomb that was back there disappeared. This cube is just for reference, just so you can see how things are going. If it touches the player, the NPC dies and kills itself, or will die. Additionally, I did have this functionality working with the trigger volume, but when I was trying to get the bomb back here to spawn in, I ended up crashing it and losing some of the functionality that I had on it. But it is able to detect the player, and it will look at the player. Well, kind of. And that's pretty much the basics of that and everything that's got going. Here are the scripts that I had created for it. Here's the movie one script. This is the basics of it were just provided by FSO. Just move forward component. So I added the move left and right and backwards to it. This is the NPC. Well, this is the simple bomb explode script. The one that makes the bomb explode. There's where I would add the damage function that needs to be called there. And here it is, but it's just missing, it's inputs and outs. Here is the basic behavior script for my NPC, and all the different rules and floats and things that go into it. It's kind of a little bit of a mess. I had some assistance from the professor, and also one of my classmates that I was able to discuss stuff with from a past class. We kind of stumbled through stuff together. And I appreciate him spending some time with me on that. But that's pretty much everything. There's the on trigger and colliders for the detection. Here's the move backwards component for it. This is it turning to the player. That's it's dropping its bomb. This is the sequence that plays for when it detects a player. This is the patrol routine that it runs when it's patrolling. And these are just some different ways I tried to experiment with the patrol routine here, and move forward. And this is the health system right here. How much health does it have, and if it gets taken, subtract 10 health if it gets bumped into. So that's pretty much everything. And yeah, thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions or comments.